It has become one of the hottest political races this year, the race to replace the late Donald Payne in New Jersey's 10th Congressional District. And we're joined now by one of the candidates, Newark Councilman Ronald Rice. Councilman, good of you to come on in. This was not a race that you waited for and joined after the congressman passed away. You had announced your intentions beforehand. Why?
Well, I think the district needs a new vision. Never wanted to run against the congressman, was running for a seat to propose a new vision. And it's funny that the congressman, before he passed away, had made good comments saying, I did the same thing some 26, 27 years ago.
Challenging an incumbent, getting in.
Absolutely. And presenting a new vision. And that's what we're trying to do now as well.
Congressman Payne, though, his vision, many say, was a rather world-renowned vision. One of your opponents, Nia Gill, said that she was the best qualified to fulfill and continue that vision. Well, but you have a different vision?
Well, I think, we can never fill his shoes, but we have an obligation to build upon his foundation. And I believe a 21st century congressional district has to have a 21st century vision. And I believe my vision is that way. Ron-Rice is my website, and we put forth a very specific ideas about how to create new jobs in a new economy, green jobs, alternative energy jobs to come to our particular district, because we're the Rust Belt. But we have the manufacturing plants and the infrastructure with some retooling and refitting and retrofitting to actually have those jobs be here. That's going to be a focus of my efforts when I get to Washington.
But we live in a time, as you know far better than I, of limited resources.
Indeed.
Where the taxpayers either don't have the money or don't want to spend the money that they do have. So how do you engage in what some would consider to be big government ideas in a time when limited resources prevail?
Well, I think there's dollars out there. We talk about the peace dividend, if you will, from downsizing and getting out of Iraq, which I'm supportive of the president doing, and downsizing, having a target to get out of Afghanistan. You take that peace dividend, you take the Bush tax cuts and let them expire. If you take those dollars and you don't just give them back into the economy, you invest in new job creation, you invest in small business development, you invest in the kinds of things that are going to make this country stronger, education, those kind of things. That's where the money's going to come from.
One of the problems, though, is that you got to get there. And
Absolutely.
In your district, 10th district, winning the Democratic primary is tantamount, in most cases,
Absolutely.
to winning election. Not guaranteed, but that's the way history has been. Yet, you also have the county chairman who help candidates get the line, as they say, the top position on the ballot. Senator Gill has the line in Hudson County. Don Payne Jr. has the line in Essex County. So you're running against the county chairman and some would say the county organization. How do you beat them?
Well, I'm a Rice, and just like my dad, State Senator Ronald L. Rice, has won off the line on 3 successive occasions, it's in my blood to do so. This is a grassroots movement that we're talking about here. It's about putting a new generation of leadership into office, and while I may not have the party support, I have people like Governor Dick Cody's support. I have a number of local elected officials, municipal town officials in South Orange and Maplewood and Roselle and Linden that are supporting me, not afraid of the machine, but indeed are embracing a new generation leadership. And I'm proud to say I've got the majority of my council colleagues on the city council endorsing my candidacy as well. You
have, though, also the need to come up with the campaign cash to get the message out.
Absolutely.
You going to be able to do that?
Absolutely. I'm the only candidate that's been endorsed by Democracy for America, which was formed by Governor Howard Dean, who was a former DNC chair, former presidential candidate, former governor of the state of Vermont. Progressives all over this country are giving us dollars and contributing to this campaign, not only in money, but in foot soldiers and giving us volunteers. And that's what's going to make the difference here. Because of the truncated calendar and there's not a lot of time, that actually benefits someone like myself. It's about who can grab.
Why does it benefit you?
Well, it's about who can grab their voters, identify their voters, and get them to the polls.
So it's really turnout, which is going to be
really turnout. It's about organization. So we have the best grassroots organization. I turned in the most petitions to even get on the ballot. We turned in over 1,200 petitions to get in the ballot in just a week's time because I have an army out here.
Your opponent, Senator Gill, has accused you and also Don Payne Jr. of some, I wouldn't say violations of campaign law, but of not handling the paperwork properly. How do you respond to that?
Well, it's just incorrect. I spent money on charity, running the New York City Marathon to raise money for charities, as I did last year. And I ran the Atlantic City Marathon to raise money for 2 literacy programs in my ward and to create a small business association in my ward to fund small business development. I'm running right now to support 2 other charities. And so it's allowable by law. I filed on time. And I think it's really someone trying to make a gender issue where there actually is none, to try to make smoke, to try to make fire where there's no smoke even at
Councilman,
this point.
We're going to leave it there for now. We're going to pick this up and continue this conversation. We thank you for coming in, sir.
Thank you for having me.